How's it going? Welcome to this brand new video in which you will be learning how to start and grow a brand new online business, which is called as a digital expert business, even if you have absolutely no experience, no skills, or no technical knowledge or any of that stuff. Okay. So this video is going to benefit two types of people. Number one, if you're planning to start an online business and you have never done this thing before, and this is the first time that you're about to enter this field, and that's why you stumbled across this video, because of which you are more intrigued towards learning more about it, right? So that's category number one. Category number two is for people who already are inside of business. They're offering services like coaching, freelancing, or any of that stuff, and they're just looking for a better way to get consistent, predictable, and reliable clients for themselves. Okay. Now, inside of this video, what I will be doing is I will be debunking a lot of myths that are out there inside of the marketplace. Example number one, you need a lot of experience to get started with a business. Oh my God, that's like such a big myth, because honestly, we have had and we have seen 19-year-old kids who are still in college, right? They have launched their own successful expert businesses and they are serving clients all over the world, right? So obviously, you do not require any prior experience or skills, right? And the second thing is that you require a lot of capital to get started. This means a lot of people think that they will have to invest thousands of dollars or lakhs of rupees to get started with this, right? So I'll be, basically debunking all those myths and making sure that you understand every single thing regarding how to get started inside of this particular video. Okay. So let's get started. What I'll do is I'll take you onto my screen and I will share with you exactly what the scenario is, right? So the main thing is that we have to understand the kind of business that we will be starting is called as a digital expert business, right? Now, what is this business? That's the first thing you must understand, because honestly, based on my years of experience, a lot of people go for different kind of businesses like, drop shipping, affiliate marketing, and all those things. However, for me personally, this is like the best business to get started because it's super easy. It doesn't require any prior experience or knowledge, and most importantly, it does not require capital, just your brain and some efforts that you will have to put in, just the way that I will be showing you right now inside of this video. Okay. Now, what exactly is this business, right? You must be thinking, what is digital expert, right? Now, think about this, right? In this world, there are people, okay? And I'll just refer them as clients. And these people have problems, right? This problem could be number one, they are struggling to grow or get clients, or maybe another problem could be they're struggling to lose weight, right? Another problem could be maybe they're struggling with their relationship, right? And this relationship could be anything, with their parents, with their children, with their partner, or anything like that, right? So these are some problems that everyday people face on a regular basis, right? If you don't believe me, go ask anybody inside of your network. They must have either one of these three problems, right? Maybe something regards to their career, or maybe something regards to their health, or maybe something regards to their relationship, right? Somebody is facing some sort of problem. Now, what you do is if you come inside of the picture, right, and you being, I'll just call you an expert, right, with your experience or with your knowledge, whatever you know, based on, results that you've probably achieved for yourself, or maybe you tried working with some of your friends or family members, with your knowledge and expertise, if you can help these people solve their problem, right, then what you can do is you can demand money for it. As simple as that, right? And with this money, you can grow your business. Now, trust me, you must be thinking, Rohan, is this actually happening? Is this for real? And it is happening. You take a look at, sectors like digital marketing. People are constantly in need to connect with their customers online. They want to be online so that they could grow their brand, they could grow their online presence, and they could reach out to more people, right? But they lack the necessary knowledge, the necessary guidance, the necessary expertise regarding how to do so. And this is where you come inside of the picture, and this is where you can help them out, right? So I hope this concept of digital expert business is clear to you, right? There are people have problems. You come into the picture and you solve that problem, and you can solve this problem by sharing your advice or doing the service for these people. You have two options. Number one, you can either share your valuable advice, like how I'm sharing with you with the help of this video, or number two, you can actually perform the work for these people, right? For example, let's say, somebody requires somebody to run their ad campaigns on Facebook, right? Who would do it? They can't do it because they lack the technical knowledge regarding how to do it. So if you come into the picture, right, and you just say, hey, I'll do the job, I'll fix your problem, and I'll help you get more clients, and they would, guess who would they pick, right? They would pick you. Now, while all this is great, right, this business has, evolved to a level because of which there's competition in the marketplace, right? Because think about this business is not, um, you know, as I'm telling you, it's super easy to enter this business. That means the barriers to entry are low. This means anybody could get started with this business, right? However, what's important inside of this year, if you really want to distinguish yourself, right? If you really want to win the race, I will be showing you exactly how to do so inside of this particular video. So, what I want to talk about first is the common mistake that most experts or freelancers make. Now, it's very, very important to know this common mistake because trust me, if you can just fix this one simple problem, right? I'm telling you, you would be miles ahead of all the people out there. Trust me, okay? So, what is this common mistake? Well, when people are representing themselves as an expert, right? Let's say that this is an expert. Please don't judge my drawing. Uh, I'm not an artist, as you can see. However, let's say that this is a person, right? This is an expert. I'll just call him Mr. Expert, right? Now, what most people tend to do is they would go to the marketplace and they would say, I'm an SEO expert, right? I will help people with search engine optimization so that they could rank well on Google, right? Some people would come on and say, I'm a health expert, right? So people who are struggling with weight loss problems, or maybe they want to gain muscles or something, there's an expert, right, out there who could help them. And they would say, I'm a health expert. Then, some people might have problems with their relationship. I'm a relationship coach, right? This is what a lot of people do, or what they classify themselves as, right? Uh, there could be other people who could say that I'm a graphic designer. There would be people who could say, I'm a video editing expert, right? Now, while all this is fine, okay, what you're genuinely doing because of this whole thing is this is actually wrong. And I'll tell you why this is wrong. And you should stop doing this whole thing right now if you have been doing this. And if you're just about to start your business, right? Trust me, this lesson on its own will save you years worth of learning. Okay. So what happens is when you start classifying yourself as an expert in one of these categories, right? Like let's say that you go to the marketplace and you say that, hey, Mr. Klein, I'm an expert in SEO. Okay. So what's the first thing? What's the first thing that the client does as soon as they realize that you are an expert in search engine optimization? Well, they would simply, I'll tell you what they would do. Okay. They would simply go to Google. Okay. They would type SEO expert, okay? And number three, they would go to websites like Just Dial, Upwork, Fiverr, right? And what's the fourth thing that they would do? They would compare your services with others, right? So what's happening because of this is, right, this is your expertise, which is SEO, is now being compared like vegetable prices. Okay, because think about this, right? There are so many experts out there in whatever industry you plan to enter, and if you position yourself like this, then what's the first thing that's going to happen is the client will go to Google, they will start comparing you with the other people that are out there in the marketplace, right? And that's a big problem. Okay, now what's going to happen is they would say that, oh yeah, there's this person, let's say from a different country, right? And they're willing to do the job for only $5, and you're asking me $3,000. You're asking me, 1 lakh rupees. Why should I pay you when I could get the same job done for a lot cheaper? And on top of this, let's say, in today's time, you have a lot of software as a service companies as well. This means that there are a lot of softwares out there that can do the same job that a human being could do 10 years ago or something, and these softwares can help these people make websites, do SEO, and a lot more different kind of things, right? So why should they pay you money when they have so many different alternatives available, right? This is a big problem. So my suggestion to you is that if you're going to start this business, do not position yourself as a commodity, because the moment you position yourself like commodity, you become comparable. This means that other people now have the opportunity to go to the marketplace and simply just compare your services like potatoes, broccoli, right? And you deserve better. You deserve better. You should not give somebody the opportunity to allow you to compare you to other people. You are special. And how do you become special? That's exactly what we will cover inside of this particular video, right? So the main thing, and back to the main point that we had over here, is how to start with no skills, no experience, no knowledge, yet win the race, right? So this is a big question that you all must be asking. So how do you actually do this? This is a big thing. Now, in order to do this successfully, I like to take a look at 3 different things that will allow you to make your expert business into something that is not comparable to anything else in the marketplace, okay? So to do this, what we will do, I like to draw out 3 different things. The first thing is you need to pick a niche. Now, I know, if you've seen YouTube videos before, if you've seen a lot of tutorials in the past or something, this niche selection topic has just become so freaking common. Like every guru out there is like, you should select a niche. But has anybody wondered why? Why should you select a niche, right? Think about this, right? All companies, let's say like Facebook, they started with a niche, right? They started with only college students. That could be only of Harvard. Initially, when the website got started, it was only catered towards Harvard students, right? And then secondly, you have Amazon, right, who started with books. That's a niche. They didn't become the global powerhouse that they are today. They started just by selling books, right? And there are a lot of examples out there in the world where people just started with a specific niche, right? Now, the truth of the matter is that selecting a niche, a lot of people might tell you that, oh yeah, you should select a niche. You should just do it. Why should I do it? Nobody knows, right? I'll tell you why. See, when you pick a niche, you get the opportunity to become a specialist. Okay, a specialist, because you then tend to understand somebody a lot better than, if you just try to target everybody else. Now I'll explain to this concept with you, with an example. Let's say that you are unwell slash ill. Okay, you have basic problems like fever, cough, or cold, or something like that, right? So you go to a doctor. Okay, I'll just call him Dr. G, which is Dr. Generalist. Okay, and when you go to this particular doctor, right, you tell the doctor that, hey doctor, I have this problem, I'm suffering from cold and cough, and I need medicine, can you please recommend me something, right? The doctor would be like, sure, it's going to be $5, or maybe around about 500 rupees. Okay, and you would be able to fix your problem, and that's it. However, if this particular doctor asks you that, hey, Rohan, I'm going to charge you $1,000 or 60,000 rupees or 70,000 rupees just to give you this simple prescription towards this medicine of yours, which you can just get easily at the nearby pharmaceutical shop of yours, right? You'll be like, doctor, are you freaking crazy? I could just go to somebody else and they would recommend me for a lot cheaper, right? So these generalist doctors have set their standard pricing. Okay, um, and they're comparable. There's one on every street, and because of that, they cannot demand premium prices, right? So that's a problem, and that's why most people, just like this doctor, when they go to the marketplace, they're like, oh yeah, I'm a Facebook ad specialist, or I'm a SEO expert, right? Or I'm a health and fitness coach. But if you just go out and do that, what are you doing? You're becoming a generalist again, and you're giving everybody the opportunity to compare you with everybody else, right? Now let's take a look at another example of a specialist. Okay, now this is a specialist, and this person cures your brain. Okay, now let's say that somebody has a problem with their brain. They're suffering from some sort of problem, and they go to a brain surgeon, right? Do you know how much a brain surgeon charges to even look at somebody's brain? Multiple thousands of dollars. Okay, or lakhs, basically. Why? Because one's a specialist and one is a generalist. If you go to the brain surgeon and you say, man, I can't pay you, the brain surgeon will be like, fine, you'll die. How can you accept that? Right? That's why the specialist gets to demand premium prices, because they are specialized inside of one particular industry. They get to know the domain so well that then they get to literally just understand somebody inside out, and that's the person that they are, they are the expert then, right? And their prices are just not comparable. You can't go to Just Dial, right? And if you trust the brain surgeon, right, even if you compare the prices or whatever, the pricing is fixed. It's premium. They're solving a core problem, because of which you just have to pay the premium price. Otherwise, what? You'll die. And nobody wants that, right? So this is a very, very important concept that you must understand. So when selecting a niche, I don't care what you pick. Maybe you want to help mothers get fit. Maybe you want to help dentists get more implant patients. Maybe you want to help plumbers get more leads, right? Maybe you want to help, let's say, anybody inside of any industry. Let's say plastic surgeons. Let's say gym owners, right? Let's say you want to help coaches. Whatever it is, right? It's always recommended that you start with a niche. Otherwise, you get comparable, and you are not an expert. Okay. So this is one important thing that I wanted you to know, because this will benefit you a lot, especially if you are getting started as a beginner. And even if you are in the industry, trust me, making this small shift would allow you to just be a lot more specific. Okay. Now comes the second part. which is problem. Okay. Now, selecting a niche is just one thing. Okay. This is just the starting point of anything, right? And the second thing that you must do, which is actually a lot more important than just selecting a niche, is identifying the problem of these people. Okay. So, if you think about, let's say, Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook, right? He didn't just select a niche and he was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to target college students at Harvard University. That wasn't it. He truly identified a core problem that these people were facing. And the core problem in their particular circumstance was that they lacked social life, or maybe people were just interested in getting to know their peers who were taking the same classes or something like that. They wanted to connect with them online, look at their pictures, and just connect, right? So Mark Zuckerberg understood that this was a problem. And if you've seen the movie Social Network, there's a scene in that movie where I think Dustin, one of the initial employees of Facebook, I'm not sure if he's a co-founder or what. However, there's a scene where Dustin's like, hey, do you know if this X person in my class is she single or not? And then Mark Zuckerberg is like, oh yeah, people just don't walk around on their face with their relationship status. And suddenly he was like, bam, right? That's a problem. People are facing a problem, and that's a widespread problem. So I should add that to my social network that he was creating over there, right? And similarly, the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, he understood that, okay, the problem that is out there in the marketplace is that people love reading books. However, they have to actually go to the bookstore, and then they have to look at the variety of books that are out there, and then the ones that they like, probably chances are that they're not present there, and most importantly, they might be expensive or something. So Jeff Bezos understood this problem, and what he did was, even though he had a niche, right, he decided to understand the problem and then act upon it by creating this website that basically caters to the bestest books in the world, right? That's how he was able to solve this problem. Now, I'm going to give you one more example so that it's like abundantly clear for you, right? Let's say that you go to a dermatologist, right? When you go to a dermatologist, right? Let's say that this is a person, right? And this person has this red spot on their head, right? This could be anything. Now, what he does is he visits this dermatologist. I'll just call him D1. Okay. And when he goes to this particular dermatologist, the dermatologist looks at the spot and he's like, you know, Mister, this could be probably this. Maybe this could be that. Maybe you should try out this. Maybe you should try out that, and maybe it will work out. Just give it a shot. So this person will be disappointed, and he'll be like, man, he didn't understand me well. Now he goes to dermatologist number two, right? And when he goes to dermatologist number two, the dermatologist instantly looks at the mark, right? And he's like, oh yeah, Mister, this problem is called as DASH. It's a rare condition that was recently found. It evolved from Africa, and it's not a big deal. I think the symptoms of these would be that you feel itchy all the time. You are unable to sleep. You are up all night, because of which you're unable to obviously sleep and then focus on work later on. It's bothering you. So what you do is you just take this little appointment that I have, apply it twice a day, and then it will be gone within 1 week. You'll be fine, right? So who would you pay your money to? Dermatologist number one or dermatologist number two? Who would you pay your money to? Again, be honest with yourself, right? You would obviously pay your money to dermatologist number two, because they understand you inside out. They understand the problem that you're bringing out to them, because of which they would be happy, or you would be happy to pay them money, right? So similarly, if you go to the marketplace, right, and you are working with these clients, right, and you're trying to serve everybody, and everybody has different problems, right? If you go to a lawyer, they might have different set of problems. You go to a dentist, they might have different problems. You go to mothers in their 40s, they might have different problems, right? So if you try to, have this one concrete solution that's going to solve everybody's problem, then nobody's going to buy from you. I hope that makes sense, right? But if you go to one particular person, let's say that these mothers who are trying to lose weight, but they're not getting time because they're trying to take care of their babies all the time, they're trying to cook, maybe they are spending time with their family, maybe they're doing household errands or something like that. And maybe they are attending weddings or whatever, because of which, they are not getting enough time. Maybe they also have a full-time job, because of which they are not getting enough time to focus on their health and fitness, right? So that's a core problem, and now you're understanding these people. So if you go towards these mothers and you be like, hey, I'm going to help you with my perfect solution, which brings you to the point number 3, is your offer or your solution. Guess who they will pick? Obviously they will pick you over somebody else who's just like, I help everybody with their fitness, right? That's not gonna work out, right? So that's why it brings me to the offer part. And regarding the offer part, right, what exactly is an offer, right? A lot of people just confuse this so much, right? People would just go and they'll be like, my offer is I will do SEO for you, or my offer is that I will run Facebook ads for you, or my offer is that I will help you with your fitness problems, right? That's such a dull offer, honestly. And honestly, if it was me, I would not go for it. And think about it, would you go for it? The answer is probably not, right? So how do you craft an offer that is actually, somebody just can't refuse, right? So if you really think about it, an offer is an inverse of the problem that people have, right? So if your offer is so good that it is equivalent to, you solving a big problem that's equivalent to somebody, getting rid of their pain, that's equivalent to cancer, right? That's when they would go out there and they would pick you, and they'd be like, oh my God, this person understands me so well. And this offer that they're bringing out to the table is just, you can't compare it, right? And the big mistake that people tend to make is they tend to, position themselves as Tata Nano or Ford Fiesta, right? And because of which, the best strategy that most people have is that, hey, do you want to work for me? I'm going to work at the cheapest rate possible. That's the strategy that most people have. And I'm like, just that's just the most stupid thing I've ever heard. Rather, you should position yourself as the Rolls Royce or the Mercedes or whatever of your marketplace. You should be like, if you go with me, right? Number one, I'm solving a big problem of yours that's equivalent to cancer, right? Number two, if you pick me, you are getting a Rolls Royce, you're getting a Mercedes, right? This means that after 2 months, you won't have to go to the service station because your car broke down. You won't have to experience long lines of queues just to get your service. You won't have to worry about mileage. You won't have to worry about, lack of comfort. You won't have to sit like this because it's such a tiny car. You won't have to worry about space. You're buying a freaking Rolls Royce. It's top quality, the best in the marketplace. You can't compare it. It's the most expensive, but the best. You are getting what you pay for. If you can't afford it, goodbye. Rolls Royce doesn't come begging you that, hey, please buy my car. No, they're fine. They're like, we offer the best thing in the marketplace. If you can't afford it, continue struggling with the problems. And then what's going to happen? What's going to happen is your client will actually go back, and this has happened with me personally. That's why I'm telling you this story. The client will go back. They would work with Tata Nano. They would work with Ford Fiesta, and they would get those problems. Maybe if they're doing digital marketing, their ads won't be on point. They would lose money. Their branding won't be on point, or whatever. Right? The problems that people face with low quality work. And then guess who they are going to contact afterwards? You. They'll be like, you know, man, I really tried, investing in this nano and everything, the Ford Fiesta, but I got cheap results and I'm not there. And if I would have worked with you in the first place, number one, I would already be there. And number two, I wouldn't have to waste all this headache of mine, right? So smart business owners will understand you. Those obviously who are, always just trying to save money and everything, they will never go anywhere anyway, right? So you don't have to worry about those people because they will just cause you headaches in the first place. So if you position yourself in this manner, and if you take a sum total of all these three things, then what are you getting over here? You are getting your expert business. Very, very simple. Okay. Now I'm going to put this into more context, right? What I'm going to do is, let's say that, how do we actually perform this exercise? In fact, what I want you to do is, after watching this video, I want you to sit down and really think about these three things that you will be focusing on. What will be my niche, right? Let's say that my niche is dentists, right? What's the problem that dentists face? Maybe they're struggling to get implant patients. Okay. Uh, since I already know about this niche, that's why I'm able to explain this to you. Implants is a surgery that most dentists perform. They charge a lot of money for it, because of which they're always looking for such implant patients, right? So they're unable to get implant patients. So your offer could be that I will help these people solve such a big problem of theirs by helping them get implant patients. As simple as that, right? So I hope this video actually helped you out. If it didn't, then I would really recommend that you watch it again, right? And try to perform this mini exercise, because trust me, most people are obsessed with the latest tactic, the latest weapon or the latest tool or the latest software that's out there that's going to make them a multi-millionaire within 24 hours or something. And most people fall for these gimmicks, and honestly, it's not their fault. It's just how the industry is positioned these days. I'm assuming you're smart. That's why you were able to watch this video thus far. And what I would recommend is you work on your fundamentals first and figure this stuff out. And trust me, just try this mini experiment and see it for yourself, that you would be able to demand a lot better prices. You would be able to attract a lot better clients, and this would help you tremendously in the future. Okay, Rohan Dhawan here, and I hope that you love this video. If you did, feel free to hit the subscribe button that's given below. I would really appreciate, because I will be posting a lot more content like such. And if you want to be the first one to see these videos, then hit the subscribe button, and you can also hit the bell notification icon that's given below, so that you are the first one to know as soon as I hit the publish button. Okay, talk to you soon.